you are well and that you've had a good couple of weeks. It's time to do your full moon reading for September. Can you believe it? So I've been waiting for my cards to come back from the printers and they haven't arrived yet. So I decided I'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to use my solar and lunar deck from the Illuminated playing cards by Keegan to do a reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards for all the houses. I'm going to use the lunar cards for the lunar houses based on planetary sect. So this is the more kind of private aspect of the house system, and then I'm going to use the solar cards for the diurnal part of the chart, and then afterwards I'm going to pull some advice from the Universe Has Your Back deck, which has got a lovely full moon on it. And then just to finish off your reading, we're going to pull a few trinkets that come from the Magpie Oracle, which was created by a friend of mine called Carrie Paris. So yes, let's not hesitate any longer. Let's get into your reading. I've had a piece of green quartz sitting on these cards, so let's get into the shuffle. Okay, Aries, so let's get into reading. So yeah, interesting. I mean, you go into this particular full moon feeling a little bit pessimistic. We've got the Four of Wands here in reverse. Now, when it's in the upright, it tends to be a card of celebration, of community, of marriage often, and you know, of harvest. But you know, in the reverse, it's almost as though you feel as though something hasn't quite worked out the way that you planned. And if we look at the cards that are in the place where the sun and the moon are going to be, here in your 12th and your 6th house, we've got the moon in Pisces here in your 12th house, and it looks as though you are either kind of having some kind of internal dialogue, because this is the house of the psyche, or possibly a secret dialogue with somebody, you know, and it could be potentially quite heated. This is fire energy, heated exchange. Or it could be sort of a heated exchange within yourself, as in feeling a little bit conflicted about something. And if we look over in your 9th house of beliefs, we've got another 2. We've got the 2 of diamonds, but this is also in this deck. It's also the High Priestess. So it's likely that there are some undercurrents or things going on below the surface, and either other people are not talking about them, or they haven't yet manifested in the you know, in the 3D, and so it's making you feel a little bit conflicted. That's the one way that I kind of read this. Or there may be secret discussions going on with somebody who is either overseas, so at a distance from you, or perhaps who's linked to you through either higher education, the law, publishing, some kind of cultural institution, or what's the other one? I think those are the main ones, and of course spirituality. That's the other one. So it may also be that you are getting messages from your guides at this time, and perhaps you're a little bit confused, or you're ignoring them. You may be getting signs, and I think the key thing here is to you know, to kind of pay attention to repeating number sequences, repeating signs, symbols, songs, all that kind of thing, and just stay open, because Pisces is a very psychic sign, and to have it, you know, in your 12th house being emphasized here, I would say pay attention to you know, those kind of signs and symbols that we sometimes tend to shut out when we are very much focused on the 3D. And then over here in your 6th house, we've got the 10 of diamonds. This is the 10 of pentacles in the tarot. This is where the sun in Virgo will be. So Virgo is an earth sign, and this pentacles is all about a coin. So this is an earth card, and it's a really auspicious card too, I have to say. This is kind of the ultimate card for financial security and stability. It's also about community, feeling part of something, like you have something to contribute, where you are valued, and appearing here in your 6th house of work, as well as health and your kind of everyday routines. I really feel as though there's a positive shift going on here. It may just be that you need to kind of balance what's going on for you psychologically, in order to really benefit from this positive energy. If you are looking for work, or you are keen to get a raise, this also looks very, very positive. It could be that some hard work is paying off, because we are talking about a full moon here, so we're talking about things kind of coming to a culmination. And you know, what's interesting is that both the sun and the moon will be making positive aspects to Uranus, which is here in Taurus in your 2nd house of earned income. And here we've got another Earth card. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, and this suggests that what you put in now is what you get out. So this is really the card of being repaid for hard work karmically. So what you put in is what you get out. One of the sayings I always use around this card is, bread thrown on the water of life comes back threefold. So it does look as though, financially speaking, you can definitely look forward to a bit of a windfall or a lucky break. It also speaks of valuing yourself. You know, this is health, and this is self-worth and values. So I do think that if you are putting in some hard work to kind of, you know, introduce healthy habits into your life, better routines, better diet, all of that's going to start paying off. You're going to start to see some results at this full moon. And of course, Virgo season is all about that. Virgo is really a fabulous sign for, you know, if you want to kind of whip yourself into shape, if you want to get healthier, if you want to eat better, Virgo season is the time to do it. So Uranus here is all about positive shifts, and we do one thing to bear in mind is that it will be retrograde. So these are either pointing to, as I say, hard work in the past now paying off, so things kind of coming back to you from the past, or it could be that there's some kind of internal shift within you that is bringing in this abundance, so a kind of shift in your self-belief. And the reason that I say that is because here in your 10th house of career, fame and honors, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. She's really all about self-care. She knows her worth. She's a very kind of nurturing sign, so this is all about self-care, and also being seen as kind of caring by others. But it's interesting that we've got it twice. We've got it here in your 5th house of creativity, children, and, you know, kind of passion and joy. So it does look as though, as far as other people are concerned, they definitely see you as, you know, having value and having something to contribute, and as being a very caring person. So, you know, I think this is something that you are starting to sort of take on board yourself. The only area where I see kind of, you know, potential conflict is here in your 11th house of friends and social groupings. We've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. So this is usually, when it's in the upright, it's about a kind of soul connection, where there's reciprocity and harmony between 2 people. It's often the card of sort of a soulmate connection. Now in the reverse, you are either in conflict with this person. It could be a friend, because it's 11th house, or it could be that you feel somehow that you know, things, maybe you're estranged from somebody, and you're kind of missing them. But then if we look here in your 7th house of relationships, key partnerships, we've got the 3 of hearts, and this is the card of reunion and celebration and friendship. So I do feel as though if you have fallen out with somebody, possibly a friend, there is definitely the possibility here, the opportunity and the potential for the 2 of you to kind of come back together. And this may be what you're feeling a little bit conflicted about. You know, maybe there is kind of, maybe there are undercurrents, and that's why we've got the High Priestess here in the 9th house. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just something to bear in mind, that there is this potential here for things to improve, and for, you know, for you to reunite with this person, and you know, maybe that will help to sort of clear up this 4 of Wands in reverse energy. Again, if we look at the 8th house, we've got the 6 of swords. So this is moving away from difficulties. We can see a woman in a boat, and she's moving from sort of choppy waters into stiller waters, and she's moving towards somewhere that looks quite appealing. So I do feel as though when it comes to, particularly if this has to do with either a group situation or a friendship where you have perhaps gone into business with each other, or you've done a project and you feel as though there's been kind of an unfair division of assets, or unfair division of labor, that this can be resolved now. So that's good news. Then the other thing to bear in mind is that Mercury in Virgo, which is going to be in here, also in your 6th house of work, we'll be making a series of trines to 3 of the outer planets in Capricorn. So Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So Capricorn for you is your 10th house of career, and Mercury is going to be making these trines between the 29th of August and around about the 3rd of September. So sort of, you know, definitely around the period of this particular full moon. So I do feel as though, you know, if you are kind of in negotiations about some kind of new job or a kind of a work project, that this could really get momentum and manifest, because this is an earth trine, so it's very grounded energy. So I do see that, you know, if there's been any kind of delay due to all those squares that we had with you know, Mercury and Mars around the Leo new moon, then I do think that things are going to start building in terms of momentum now. You're actually going to start seeing things coming into manifestation. So, I mean, overall, I think a really positive reading, Aries. Things are definitely looking up in most areas of your life, particularly when it comes to work and career and money. So that's good news. There may be a few changes for you in the area of home and family. It's possible that you are either moving or relocating. We've got the Knight of Swords here, which is usually about fast, swift action, having to make quick decisions when it comes to home and family. But other than that, yeah, things are looking really positive. Here we've got the King of Pentacles in your 3rd house. So I think it's just saying, you know, concentrate on your stability, concentrate on your career, concentrate on making sort of logical steps forward in achieving things, and I think you'll find that you know, this conflicted energy won't really last very long at all. There's a lot of earth in this reading, and I think that's a really positive thing. So let's pull a card for you from the Universe Has Your Back deck, just to get you some advice. Oops. These are very big cards. Right. Oh, interesting. So, wow, that's not wonderful. Hope is the conduit for miracles. I just love this particular card. I think it's so pretty and so bright and positive. So I think, yes, if you do come into this full moon feeling a little bit kind of down in the mouth, I think there's every reason to be hopeful and to kind of switch that around, because you know, if you just make a decision to kind of pivot psychologically, I think you'll see that, you know, everything in this reading looks really positive. You know, even this this difficulty potentially with a friend, it does look to me as though it can be resolved. So I think there's every reason to be hopeful here. Right, let's get you a couple of trinkets just to finish off your reading. So one for the moon, first of all. Interesting. So you've got the coffin. So the coffin is often about endings. It's very similar to the death card in the tarot. So I think, yes, what it's kind of saying to you is, you know, make a decision, put one of these options to bed, and that will give you the clarity you need to sort of move forward in, you know, like a clear and straightforward way. Okay, so one for the Sun. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, look at this. So this is clouds. This is the cloud. I do think it's actually associated with the King of Wands, if I'm not mistaken, which is often associated with Aries. But the cloud is usually about doubts. So I definitely think what it's saying is, you know, banish your doubts. You've got every reason to be optimistic. So focus on this earthy Virgo energy, this wonderful Ten of Pentacles energy, and the clouds here I think will disappear. Okay, now I'm just going to pull one for Uranus. Yeah, look at that. So we've got the anchor, which is all about stability. So, you know, if things have been a little bit rocky financially, it does look as though things are going to shift for you, and you are going to find yourself in a position of greater financial stability. So I think that's really positive, Aries. I hope you've got something out of that. If it's resonated, do let me know in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. Yeah, but all the best for the upcoming waning moon cycle, and I'll catch you again in a fortnight.